So this is my review of AC/DC's sixth studio album, Highway to Hell. It was released in 1979 and produced by Mutt Lange. This is AC/DC's last album with Bon Scott, and to me it's also kind of like almost the quintessential like Bon Scott album. Like his whole like swagger and like persona is like all over this album. And probably one of the reasons I kind of like it so much. Not that I listened to this album and Back in Black today, or like right before I did this review, because I think I'm going to review Back in Black like right after this. And I was kind of thinking, I think the difference between like the Brian and the Bon eras for me to an extent is in the lyrics. And I've read before that Brian didn't exactly enjoy writing the lyrics, which is I think why he stopped after I think Blow Up Your Videos, the last album that he wrote lyrics for. Whereas it seems to me like Bon kind of maybe enjoyed that a little bit more, because it seems like there's a little bit more of his personality in his lyrics, whereas Brian's lyrics to me are kind of a little more interchangeable almost with even like the lyrics that Angus and Malcolm wrote later on for the band. It's almost like Brian kind of plugged into more exactly what like Angus and Malcolm were doing, or maybe what they like had in mind, or maybe it was the opposite way around. Maybe they were like kind of copied what he was doing after like he wrote his lyrics. But I don't know, it just seems to me like Bon had a little bit more of his personality in the lyrics. So anyway, kind of rambling for a little bit. The first song on the album, though, Highway to Hell, the title track, obviously a great song. I mean, not much I can really say about it. Probably everybody's heard it. It's great. Probably one of the best AC/DC songs. The second song on the album, Girls Got Rhythm, is another really great song. I actually think it's probably my favorite AC/DC song. It's just, I don't know, the whole song's great. Like the band plays great on it. I really love Phil Rudd's drumming on it. Like it's not like flashy, but just like the way he plays it fits like so well with the song. Anyway, the third song, Walk All Over You, it's another kind of cool song. It's like faster kind of during the verse part, and then it's weird, like I'm not sure if they actually like slow down during the part where they say Walk All Over You, but it sounds like they do, which is pretty cool. I think that Cliff's bass playing stands out a little bit more in this kind of, his bass playing stands out a little bit more in this album and a little bit more on Back in Black, which I think might be to do with the production. Like you can kind of hear all the instruments really clearly on both these two albums, which were produced by Mutt Lange, and I really like that, because it's just cool to hear what the bass is doing on these songs, because on their first couple albums that I've reviewed, sometimes it was pretty hard to hear the bass. So the fourth song, Touch Too Much, another one of my favorite AC/DC songs. Sounds really different for them, but it's like really catchy, kind of like more poppy for them, I guess. I always thought the intro sounded really cool, the guitar intro. Fifth song, Beating Around the Bush, another song, not to me one of the more memorable songs on the album, but just a pretty good, guitar rock song. The sixth song, Shot Down in Flames, actually another one that's one of my favorites on the album. The whole band sounds great on it, I think. I really like Bon's vocal on that one. Seventh song, Get It Hot, is probably the only song from the album that, like, when I was looking at the track listing before I listened to the album, that I was like, okay, that's the only one that I'm having a little bit of hard time remembering. But it's a good song. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't find it like super memorable. Probably because it's sandwiched in between Shot Down in Flames and then the next song, If You Want Blood, which is also another kind of highlight of the album, I think. Just a great song, probably like the hardest like rocking song on the album, I think. Another great vocal from Bon. The ninth song, Love Hungry Man, is a song that I've heard that the band kind of doesn't like. I think I heard that either Angus or Malcolm said that they like apologized for it or something, which I don't understand. I think it's a great song. Maybe kind of a little poppy for AC/DC, but I mean, I think it's really catchy. It's another one of the songs where Cliff's bass playing stands out a little bit because you can hear it pretty loud. But I think it's a really good song. I mean, I think it could have been like a hit or something. It's catchy enough. And then the 10th and final track on the album, Night Prowler, is a slower song, kind of one of like their slower bluesy songs. It's got some really cool guitar from Angus. So a pretty cool song to close the album. I guess it had something to do with like a serial killer liked it or something, but I'm not really sure what that story was about. But anyway, it's a cool song. The end's funny. Bond says something that I guess is from like a TV show in the 80s, but I've never seen the show that it was from. That's kind of before my time, but I think it sounds funny and it's a cool way to end the album. So Highway to Hell, yeah, I'd say definite 5 out of 5 for me. Probably my favorite AC/DC album. I'm not sure if I would recommend for people to listen to this one first or to Back in Black. I mean, Back in Black definitely has probably more of the recognizable songs, and I think more people are probably going to prefer Back in Black, but for me this is just the best AC/DC album. So yeah, definitely check it out sometime.